For a good long while, I was pretty much always on the road. I was like this classic Depression-era hobo with a bindle stick over my shoulder and a toothpick in my mouth, but fortunately, also with an iPhone. The iPhone makes cross-country vagabonding a little easier, although arguably a little less freewheeling. And so, with an assortment of friends and traveling companions, I made my way along our highways and byways, and I can tell you that every part of this country has something special about it, something beautiful. Driving up and down the East Coast, I can remember long and lazy afternoons on the Chesapeake Bay. Dark, eerie nights in Georgia that would get so misty you could barely see the ground through the motel porch lights. And cutting through the Midwest would be the wide open grasslands of Ohio, speckled with cows. Real cows. Real cows are very exciting to a guy who grew up in Manhattan. But what stuck with me the most were the long drives across the prairies and the deserts of the Southwest states like Texas and Utah. I spent a lot of time just sitting in the passenger seat, staring out the window until my eyes hurt, trying to somehow absorb and internalize the landscape. I'd stare for so long that my eyes would play tricks on me, and the surface of the desert would turn from a horizontal plane into the vertical face of a cliff, becoming something that needed to be climbed rather than something to be crossed. I'd just stare as the sun glided across an infinite and unattainable horizon, reflecting a vast and unshattered whiteness across the endless salt flats. A whiteness nearly as blinding as those sodium lamps suspended in the holding cage of the DeKalb County Jail. Lights that are on 24 hours a day, even more relentless than any desert sun, forcing the inmates to build ramshackle shelters by pushing all their bunk beds together against the wall and swinging these thick, coarse blankets over the edges to create blackout screens. I was startled and terrified when I first saw them scuttling in and out of these burrows like some kind of cave dwellers. And what made it worse was the air conditioning was pumped in at max, making the place feel like one giant meat locker. It made it nearly impossible to sleep and forced them deeper and deeper into their screened-off retreats, encouraging a form of submissive and undignified docility. Staring out the car window, imagining that the phosphorescent specks on either side of the highway were the bleaching bones of some long-deceased buffalo, I realized I was losing perspective on more than just the road. I was losing perspective on the suffering, too. I couldn't tell you what it was for.